The Ravens Flock presents The Black Files, an uncensored interview and review podcast for all geek fandom.
Welcome everybody, friends and pals, guys and gals, boys and girls around the world. Pop a squat, pop open a cold one with all of your friends. It is Wednesday night, only a couple of hairs past 10 p.m., and you have been granted access to the uncensored and uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock. So, whether you're a friend or you're a fiend, boy, girl, or in between, you are tuned in to a brand new episode of The Black Files.
That's right. All right. And thank you for opening the show, Juan. Happy to be here with all of our friends on Wednesday, May 14th. We're near the halfway point of the month of May. I don't have any funny May jokes.
When did this happen? No, seriously, when the hell did this happen? When?
Time flies, bro.
No, it's not supposed to. This is ridiculous. I don't like it. It's going too fast. Make it stop. See, you laugh, but I know for a fact that your story behind is feeling the accelerated sense of the passage of time, too. Don't deny it.
Listen. Okay, listen, Juan.
Because life is full of up and downs, so I just treat it like a roller coaster.
Listen, Juan, I was partying in Cinco de Mayo, and then I blinked, and then the next thing I know, it's May 14th.
Devil May 14th.
This is just unconscionable.
Oh my God, all those Devil May Cry memes of the.
I hope they do not stop until the month ends.
All right, folks, thank you for joining us here on the Black Files. I'm your host, Juan Arouse, one of the heads of the Ravens Flock, the tech guru of the team. I'm the guy who, thankfully, even though this thing is already... If you've been following along in the little drama that we're having here at the Ravens Flock, we need a new computer. This one is dying out literally as we speak, and for once it hasn't been giving me any trouble all day today. What was that, Angel?
You better knock on.
No, I was just saying great. I'm happy.
Okay.
Awesome. Knock on wood.
Oh, God almighty, and thankfully I'm not alone. First off, let's go ahead and introduce the lovely ladies of the Ravens Flock, our cosplayers extraordinaires, our own very personal Starlight Rhodes. Give it up for Dragon Fang and Zayana Rose cosplay!
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm with everyone else. Where the heck did time fly?
I wish I knew. So
I'm very confused. The last time I looked, it was May 4th. No, it was May 5th, and then I was
been
working.
A whole week passed.
And I looked down, I'm like, wait, what day is it? It's the 14th? What?
Okay, did we have one of those weird orbital wobble things where the Earth moved ever so slightly closer to the sun to the point where it fucked with our collective perception of time in this entire week that went past us, just fluttered away in our brain like much gossamer threaded cobweb? Is that what
Actually, that means we're moving farther away because gravity would distort and slow down time.
No, if we are further away, then our sense of time would no. It wouldn't be a distance of the sun. It would just be the rotations of the Earth. So, what did she go faster or a little bit? Did the Earth spin on her axis faster than?
No, I think it wibbly wobbly timey wimey too hard.
Yeah, that would do it. Okay, yeah, that makes perfect
I
sense.
do remember seeing that strangely super muscular 14-year-old and his group of friends going to Egypt. They say something about a man named Dio. No, they sounded kind of weird.
Okay, Angel, that just sounds like gibberish.
It was a little bizarre.
Yeah, just very bizarre. Quite an adventure, though. Let's, folks, also introduce the living end of the Ravens Flock, man with a million opinions and zero apologies, the host of Los Amigos Play live every Saturday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Give it up for Mr. Angel Mendez!
Hello, friends. Hello, listeners. Hello, everybody. Thank you kindly for taking the time to listen to us. And no, time is not faster. We are simply aging and behalf to the horrible marches of time that ravage our minds. And as we age, we get more used to it. So basically, one day I'm going to blink and I'm going to be in retirement age. Life is a roller coaster. Enjoy the ups and downs.
But the ups and downs, there's a lot of downs, and it just spins into itself like those cyclone rides where the seats are also on independent gimbals as you're spinning around in the freaking cyclone at the fair.
Even better. That means you already know what's coming, so you can prepare yourself.
Fuck! How dare you?
Prepare yourself.
Cut it out! You're freaking me out. All right, and let's not forget the main man himself, the founder of the Ravens Flock, executive producer and content manager of this channel, host of Wrestle Rewind live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, and host of the Ravens Flock live every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Give it up for Mr. Jose Casabona!
Thank you very much for that warm introduction. Once again, happy to be here with all my friends. Happy to be here with all our viewers and listeners and subscribers and members and lurkers and all the people alike.
All the people alike.
I know what I said.
All as one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you know what you said, but I don't think anyone else knows what the hell you said.
Well, don't worry about it.
No, fucking worry about it. You're saying things that don't make sense.
We got bigger things to talk about.
Yeah,
you know, like.
Yeah, we have bigger shit to worry about. We have tonight's headline. Jose, do me a favor. Take care of the usual housekeeping. Take care of the usual jazz and rigmarole, and while I try to collect my mind.
Don't mind if I do. Folks, like all our other shows, we are simulcasting on YouTube and on Kick. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and the follow button. Click that notification bell to stay up to date. Leave your questions and comments below. We'll answer as many as possible. And if you wish to go above and beyond to support the Ravens Flock, then you can become an inner flocker. And for $4.99 a month, you'll have access to all the perks that comes with our membership. Juan, tell them.
Well, for all the inner flockers we've got in our chat, and I know we have plenty, go ahead and show off those lovely membership badges and custom emojis, letting everybody know that you're here to help rescue the Ravens Flock from the clutches of late-stage capitalism to become full-time streamers. Since 2013, we've been working hard and staying strong, making your voice our mission. The only thing standing in our way now is the fact that we have to work 9-to-5 jobs just to keep the lights on. However, there's a way that you can help rescue us from this, and which is what you've been doing with us this whole time, just by supporting the Ravens Flock, by liking our content here, commenting both during the stream and afterwards. That lets the algorithm know that you enjoyed what you were watching and you want more people to watch it as well. So definitely comment afterwards as well. Pretty please with sugar on top. And of course, sharing our content to all your friends, family, and loved ones across social media who have an affinity or passion for everything related to geek culture, nerd culture, pop culture, and everything in between. And of course, making sure that everyone that you talk about, the Ravens Flock with, are subscribing to us, and that you're all hitting the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our alerts. With this foolproof, simple yet surprisingly slow going, as much as I might not like that process is, we'll be able to build up more subscribers. More subscribers means more inner flockers, and then before you know it, we'll have enough folks under our belt who will be able to help us sustain this channel continuously and to sustain ourselves continuously without having to worry about working a job anymore. So with your help, we can and will succeed. You also get access to members first and members only content, a special discount to our merch store, link in the description below, and you also get access to us, the Ravens Flock, your favorite motley crew of nerds here to make your voice our mission by providing us your thoughts, your input, your feedback, and your ideas to better shape the future of this channel to suit your tastes and needs. A up in the chat, I see Jeannie Rick over here. I see Lisa Boo. How's it going? I see Kyle Canada. I see, let's see, Ulysses Farknocker and Mr. Quake are all in the chat. And the Joseph Santos are all in here too. Let's see.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
Yeah, and of course, Nikki Bella helping us hold it down on the mod side of Sears. Let me see. Hola. Let's freaking go. I got Sprite. I felt sick. Okay. Yeah, no, it's insane over here. It's definitely an absolute madhouse. But thankfully, we are not alone in our methods of being able to keep track of the way the universe works. Thankfully, that there is help. Thankfully, there is a way that you can support it. There is something that you can do about it. Yes, I'm ripping off Scientology's Dianetics recruitment speech because fuck those guys. But I'm actually using it towards a much more worthy cause. helping promote.
We will not be censored. We will say ours in public.
Exactly. It was just why we here at the Ravens Flock are proud to once again being partnered up with our friends at Glitch Energy. You're damn right. I'm risking the ire of a major multinational cult just for a plug. That's right, folks. That's how we roll here at the Ravens Flock, because quite frankly, I don't value my life nearly enough. But I do value the relationships that we at the Ravens Flock build with other brands and with other people, other channels all over the place. And Glitch Energy has by far been one of the most exciting and fulfilling partnerships that we've had around these parts. Isn't that right, folks?
That is correct. Glitch Energy. Glitch Energy, a smart energy formulated beverage to keep your body running all day long. And it comes complete with 0 sugar, 0 calories, 0 carbs, 0 lag, and of course, 0 crash. And be sure to bookmark their website, glitchenergy.com. It's up so you never know, because you never know when a new flavor will hit. If you go onto their website right now, there's a variety of different flavors to choose from, different combination blends to go over, and there's always something for everyone. And if you go to glitchenergy.com and use our promo code FlockFuel, you'll receive a 20% discount on your order. So don't delay. Go to glitchenergy.com, use our promo code FlockFuel, get your discount, and get your glitch today.
We want to once again thank Glitch Energy for partnering with the Ravens Flock. Jose, you did a really good job over here. You sure you didn't tap any of my neon sugar?
This is also a casual reminder to say no.
Okay.
Okay, he did tap your stash. The good stuff.
God dang it, quit tapping into my good stuff. I'm literally diluting myself some neon sugar because I don't want to be too hyper all night long. Granted, I've got stuff that I want to do all night long.
I don't know what to tell you, Juan. I've got a glitch going on right now.
Yeah, I know. Your mic was stuttering in and out during the promo. Because it was true. Anyway, guys, we need to get on it, and I'm sorry for coming off like I'm delaying or trying like hell not to discuss it, but I am delaying and I'm trying like hell not to discuss this stuff because it is revolting. Last week, I already had to deal with one pedophile, Gregory James Jackson, aka Onision, and yes, he is a pedophile. I will not stop calling him that until there's proof otherwise, which there isn't because he fucking advertises all the stupidity he's ever done. I have to go from one sex pest last week and go to another sex pest this week, and go fucking figure.
Hey, okay, at least this one seems to be getting consequences for his actions for a change.
Finally.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not time.
He's not. This guy is not going to be able to dodge any type of legal consequences, unlike Onision, who seems to be dodging it as if he was sliding, as if he was covered in baby oil sliding.
Well, yeah, you know why he can't dodge it? You know why he can't dodge it?
Why?
The floor is a little too slippery for him to run away.
Oh my god.
All that baby oil, man.
God almighty, you're right.
His hitbox became so slippery, it's just bouncing right off it.
I hate how correct you are, because you're
baby oil joke.
Correct.
No,
how dare
literally picture it cartoon style, trying to run away, going nowhere.
It, like trying to run off.
Yep.
Oh, like Tom and Jerry, and if there's like a really long,
yes, like Tom and Jerry,
like those little long carpet or whatever that he's trying to chase Jerry across on, and they're running and running, and the carpet just keeps running through until they run out. So yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. I think I gotta give our disclaimer. What do you think? Yeah, no, I have.
Might as well.
Yes, yep. I think it's important.
Okay. We here at the Ravens Flock are going to be discussing for the second fucking week in a row, the actions of a sex pest, a proven sex pest, at least in the court of public opinion. Currently, this person is going through the criminal justice system, and we must say that all peoples who are charged with a crime are presumed innocent until proven guilty.
No matter how incredibly likely it may seem to be otherwise.
No matter how incredibly obvious the state of the crime may be, because we live in a clown world and reality doesn't matter anymore.
One could argue that we are not in clown world. In fact, we are in the other part of the circus. This is the animal cages. Everybody is subject to the same beastmaster.
Oh my God! And Lord help us if we end up pissing off the wrong mountain lion that was captured. Point is,
Jump through the ring, Swan.
Or animal rights people.
yeah, who especially the ones who are freaks who actually support euthanasia shelters like PETA. Yeah, by the way, PETA are assholes. Point is, folks.
Protection of my ass.
Point is, folks, we're going to be discussing sexual content. We're going to be discussing things of an unsavory nature. Viewer discretion is advised. I'm not your daddy. You know what to freaking consume if it's good for you or if you think that it's acceptable. I'm not going to police you. Fucking grow up. There. Oh my God.
Blech.
Like, you can tell how over this shit I am. And I haven't even started with the fucking show. Ugh. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about what Diddy did. Because Diddy did it. Diddy fucking did it. That there's like, do we really need to go on with the gag of a trial? Do we have to? Do we have to?
Yes, we must. Unpleasant as it might be, the truth must be reported. Also, Marvel Rivals in Japanese sounds hilarious.
Marvel Rivals. Is that what they go for?
Why does Bucky have a deeper voice than Steve?
Because those who are mentally broken down and made to be the subject of the whims of a dystopic, shadowy terrorist group that wants to take over the world, it makes you into a grimdark supervillain, and everyone knows grimdark supervillains have deeper voices than the Beastie Boys. In red, white.
You're making jokes, but Bucky sounds hilariously dark in this game compared to everybody else.
Like actual grimdark joke, fucking.
Yeah.
You're kidding me. Oh my lord. Okay, so
It's funny.
Well,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like, okay, so for those of you who may or may not remember, once upon a time, there was a man named Sean Combs. He was raised by fucking his mother. Anyway, point is, he's a... I am not holding back tonight with this fucking guy. I am not holding back. I'm giving no fucks at all, and I don't think anyone should give any fuck. Because at this point, we have a trial going on right now, where we are examining the facts and examining the madness that is the evidence that had been brought forth within the last year-ish, more or less, while P. Diddy has been incarcerated, waiting for his trial and trying like crazy to get out, and had trying to go as far as offer, what was it, a $25 million bond, or was it a $15 million bond?
I believe it was a $15 million bond.
$15 million.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds about right. Okay, so last week the trial began as the people of the United States had gone ahead and began prosecuting Sean Diddy Combs. So in a myriad amounts of crime, which includes sex trafficking, and which possibly takes his entire multimedia, multi-franchise empire and makes it effectively a giant criminal organization. So should he begin to should Diddy get convicted of his crimes, he is facing more years behind bars than there is enough time remaining before the heat death of the universe.
Multiple life sentence we're talking here, because that essentially means his entire career up to this point has been nothing but a massive trafficking ring. Like, I don't even want to know when it started. I'm just happy that we reached the point where it ended.
Where it's about to end. It hasn't ended yet. The fact that he's already suffered behind bars just waiting on the trial, while that provides plenty of schadenfreude and while that provides plenty of personal relief to many people who like seeing assholes being knocked down a peg, like me, the fact of the matter remains, there is still a chance, however slim and however much we may want to deny it, that by some clerical fluke of some kind, that Sean Diddy Combs might be found not guilty and released.
Small as it may be, it's still a chance, and it should not be discounted.
So, I gotta let you guys know right here and now. We don't follow the Diddy case as close as most other of our colleagues do. Like literally, it's Kim and Andy Signor over at Popcorn Planet had been following it almost religiously since the beginning of this week. And yeah,
thank you kindly.
Yeah, they've been doing daily recaps, usually at around 5 or 6 p.m. ish.
Okay.
So they've been providing like breakdown details of everything that happens in these cases. So we strongly recommend, if you don't follow them already, go and subscribe to Popcorn Planet and subscribe to It's Kim. But in any case, for those of us who are not up to that and who want to actually get in on what the deal is regarding Diddy's case, like if you're completely under the under a rock for the last couple months, here's a nice little starter article for you folks to familiarize yourselves with and see what to expect. So this article's first one tonight from BBC, posted yesterday. Headline reads, "What is Sean Diddy Combs charged with, and how long will his trial last?" Why is this frozen? There we go. It better not freeze like that anymore. And it's written by Brandon Durnan today. Okay. The trial of American music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, who was accused of running a sprawling sex trafficking operation, has heard opening statements. The 55-year-old was arrested last September and faces charges including racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He could be sentenced to life in prison if convicted. Mr. Combs has pleaded not guilty and denied all allegations against him. Dozens of prospective jurors were screened before being whittled down to 12 and 6 alternates. The first week of testimony will include 2 witnesses who are expected to speak briefly, prosecutor said, followed by a third witness who will see more time on the stand. Mr. Combs also faces civil lawsuits from individuals who accused him of using his power to drug, assault, rape, intimidate, and silence people. He has said the individual lawsuits are attempts, quote, for a quick payday. Now, what do you call it? The deal of it is, like I was mentioning to Jose last night, the trial itself is not being broadcast anywhere. It's not on TV, and it's not being streamed anywhere online, even though the court itself is open to the public. So there are people there. There are citizen journalists, there are actual journalists, there are web bloggers over there who are in the U.S. District Courthouse in New York City, but we're just not allowed to record anything while we're there, and it's not allowed with U.S. federal courtrooms anyway. So let's see here. In the for the details on it, what are charges and allegations against Diddy in the federal criminal case being heard in New York? Mr. Combs is being charged with racketeering conspiracy, 2 charges of sex trafficking, and 2 charges of transportation to engage in prostitution. Many of the most severe allegations relate to the racketeering conspiracy charge. This includes accusations of kidnapping, drugging, and coercing women into sexual activities, sometimes using firearms or threats of violence. He got in a raid on his Los Angeles mansion. Police found supplies that they say were intended to use in orgies known as freak-offs, including drugs and more.
I can't take that fucking word seriously. I'm sorry.
And more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I still can't get over that shit.
Who needs that much baby oil?
Why do you need such a monumental quantity of baby oil? It's excessive at that point.
Well, he plans to be freaking off forever, and apparently, there's been talk about how the baby oil was spiked to include a hallucinogen or like a psychotropic of some kind to make people more malleable to Diddy's control or whatever.
Wow.
What?
This is
The
yet
day Meta has gone
please
into
say
a
that's a
strange
joke.
location.
I wish I was joking, ladies. And no, like if like I don't know if there's been any testing done on the baby oils or whatever, but if there is, then God help us. Oh my God.
The skin does absorb chemicals through contact, so the sad thing is that this might not even be wrong, but also what the fuck? The date rape drug has fucking meta now? Really?
Unfortunately,
Christ,
yes.
that's disgusting.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry to bring this nonsense back up, but here we are with it, guys. It's legitimately like if you don't believe that, there is an article here from the Cut, which is part of New York Magazine, and this was from October last year. I don't think we actually brought it out. Yeah, a swimming pool's worth of baby oil, 1,000 gallons. Too fucking crazy. Like literally, we've got an actual article piece for it here from the Cut on out of NewYorkMagazine.com. Lawsuits claim Diddy's baby oil was laced with drugs. It's a claim. It's not anything that's been confirmed yet. Let's see here. But yeah, in the federal indictment brought against Sean Diddy Combs in September, prosecutors claimed that during raids on Combs' properties, federal agencies had seized, quote, more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. When asked by TMZ why the embattled star would have so much baby oil in his house, Combs' lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, attempted to shrug it off, saying Combs, quote, has a big house and, quote, buys in bulk. That explanation didn't do much to quell the question. Now a series of new lawsuits are adding fuel to the fire. Oh yeah, Tony Busby. Jesus, that's the fucking guy who's part of it over here. Tony Busby, who's a personal injury lawyer out of Boston, who's been soliciting clients through a hotline. These new lawsuits, which were obtained by the Cut, come from 4 men and 2 women, all of whom claim to have been sexually assaulted by Combs between 1995 and 2021. All 6 complaints share the same introductory segment, which features a claim that Combs' now notorious baby oil may have been laced with drugs. Like I said, it's out there. It hasn't been proven or disproven yet in any way, shape, or form. I don't think we're going to get to that point anytime soon because that kind of evidence needs to be like fucking checked out. Now, let's see. Like I said, I wish I was making the fun of making it an exaggeration, but in all my years of being exaggerative and what do you call it, purposefully much more outgoing than I usually am, seeing how much more fucked up and crazy the world has become only validates the fact that me getting to be as spastic and wild as I want is not the craziest thing on planet Earth or the worst thing either. So go fucking figure.
Reliving strange times. Kind of fucked up times, but mostly strange times.
Kind of. Yeah, it's not I wish there was more sanity that could be brought in all of this, but there really isn't, because it gets worse. Back in the
Of course it does.
Back in the BBC article. In December 2023, a woman known in court papers as Jane Doe alleged that she was, quote, gang raped by Mr. Combs and others in 2003 when she was 17. She said she was given, quote, copious amounts of drugs and alcohol before the attack. Mr. Combs' legal team dismissed the flurry of lawsuits as, quote, clear attempts to garner publicity. Hey, they're just trying to get at my money. They're trying to get at my my fucking my influence and shit. And here we have one of the main people who were who is part of this lawsuit and is part of this court case against Diddy. This would be a former like girlfriend relationship, but like in all honesty, it was he had ownership in her and all but name. Cassie Ventura, who signed on to Bad Boy Entertainment, his record label, to a 10-album deal. So initially, Cassie here, she was just in it so that she can get work, so she can work as a singer. That's what she was trying to do. And Diddy decided to take advantage of that, like the sleaze that he is, and take advantage of their relationship to an obscene degree. I hope I don't have to bring back up about the Intercontinental Hotel footage stuff. I don't, do I? Because that was fucking
No.
assholes.
No. We're not.
That
gonna
is
ask you-
perfectly understandable given the circumstances.
Yeah, dude, we're not going to ask you to do that, okay, man?
Yeah, I'm not gonna bring that back up in terms of detail, but it is important to note, folks, that as is continued in the article, Mr. Combs' current legal issues began in late 2023 when he was sued by Ms. Ventura, also known as Cassie, for violent abuse and rape. That lawsuit was settled for an undisclosed amount a day after it was filed, with Combs maintaining his innocence. Since then, dozens of other people have filed lawsuits accusing Mr. Combs of sexual assault, with accusations dating back to 1991. He denies all the claims. His controversial history with Ms. Ventura resurfaced in 2024 when CNN leaked CCTV footage from 2016 showing Mr. Combs kicking his ex-girlfriend as she lay on a hotel hallway floor. And he really tried to "I'm sorry" this afterwards. I can't believe the fucking nerve. Like, can you imagine? Like, it even says it here in the quote, he apologized for his behavior. Quote, "I take full responsibilities for my actions in that video. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now." Motherfucker wasn't disgusted then.
He was just angry he got caught, like many other criminals of his
Yeah.
ilk.
Yeah, he can go fuck off with that shit.
We're
Jesus.
sorry, but with like a beat on the background.
We're sorry. Like, literally stamping a boot to the face, pressing against it forever, like almost literally that imagery of it. So, like, George Orwell would be shitting his pants, but I digress.
The party's kind of stupid. The party's getting too crazy.
It's
Well,
getting,
to be honest, it's funny that when the video comes on of this man essentially chasing down his ex-girlfriend and beating her like a fucking boxing bag, I love how everybody's reactions after the event was, yeah, we're not even surprised.
it's not even like disgust or like, no, like call for his head. It's literally just
Yeah, of course.
Because of course.
Like, because why wouldn't the man who treats people like tools not have an issue with like physically and verbally abusing his loved ones? Like, why is we're not? There is no surprise. There is only the resignation of knowing. Yeah, figures.
like, because of course, because of fucking course, like, okay,
Because
so,
of course they did.
so we're gonna go through and we're gonna see how the trial is going so far, and the oh my god, you thought if any of you guys thought that the because Jose picked out an excellent court sketch from the actual case as the background for our thumbnail tonight. So yeah, if you guys think this is rough, buckle your seatbelts, buckaroos, because we're in for a hilarious one. Okay, so I'm going to be using my primary source on this is going to be off of the live trial updates off of Yahoo News. If you need to follow along on that on your own time, then by all means, freaking god dang it, paste. Oh, I see what it is. Oh, go bloody figure. Okay, well, it won't let me paste because it's too long. All right, well, screw it. You'll be able to find it yourselves there, guys. The headline...
That is genuinely the perfect sketch. He really has that energy of, what did I do?
Oh, you found it.
Yeah, I saw the title. It was pretty weird.
Oh, no, it's going to get better even here, Angel. If you guys are able to see on the Zoom screen here. Give me a second. All right,
This
here
party's
we go.
getting too crazy.
So, from Yahoo News, Sean Diddy Combs trial live updates. Prosecution concludes direct questioning of Cassie Ventura in federal sex trafficking case. Cross-examination will begin tomorrow. You got to understand something, guys. They only just finished selecting the jury Monday. Just this past Monday. Like, well, first off, here's the first set of sketching over here, which actually shows Diddy with his face turned towards whoever the artist is, with a big screen TV in front of the judge's stand of the video playing, with poor Cassie Ventura over here on the sidelines in the witness stand. Also, you guys see this over here? Xana, Dragonfang, Angel, Jose.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so y'all see Cassie Ventura, yeah?
Yep.
Yes, we do.
Okay, on the witness stand. Tell me how she appears in this rendering. If you could put a single word to it here.
All right, so there. Okay, yeah.
This isn't a puzzle. This isn't a puzzle. What is it?
No, this is a screenshot from the Cosby Show.
Okay. Yes, it's fucking funny. I'm just talking about, like, see if you could spot something here on Cassie Ventura's sketch that you might not know about otherwise. I'm hovering the mouse over the
She's
big
pregnant.
hint. Thank you, Jose. For once, you got it on the first try, Jose. I am impressed. I'd give you a cookie, but I don't have any.
I'll get my own cookies. I don't need cookies from you.
What you need is your dairy pills.
Yeah, it's that's
Gee,
correct.
thanks, Angel. Thank you for reminding me.
I will. Always happy to, bro. That's what friends are for.
Like that's gonna be the crazy part about this, because Cassie Ventura is currently pregnant, and not only pregnant, she is very pregnant. As in, it looks like she's going to be delivering any fucking day now. But yeah,
And
thankfully,
I feel sorry for that kid.
well, she's not really a kid; she's a grown lady. But like,
I mean the child.
oh yeah, I suppose being the unwilling participant in a giant ass court case like this is bound to fuck up kids' psychologies even while they're still in the womb, because you could.
It ain't gonna do him much good.
You're
So how does it feel to be part of the greatest criminal cases of the century? Man, I don't know. I was like 0 years old. Leave me a break.
Like, and so for anyone who may or may not know, let's see here. If I remember correctly, her husband, Alex Fine, is the father of the kid. And if I'm looking at the information correctly, this is going to be their first boy and their third child.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
So good on her, good on them. I wish them both the best. And I really hope that the baby doesn't end up psychologically scarred in any subconscious way, because that'd be really effed in the B. God almighty. Yes, exactly, Lisa Boo. Extremely pregnant. My favorite part, so Kyle Kanda says, my favorite part of the recent update was one of his lawyers representing him was sporting the white nails he fancies. Oh yeah, that's right. Diddy has a fetish for white French tip nails.
Oh my God! Of course he does.
Somehow the least messed up thing we heard about the guy in the last few years.
But it's still so weird to know that.
Well, you know what they say. Black and white make a pretty good contrast.
Angel, would you like to know where that fetish comes from? Where that
Please, elucidate me.
Well, I'll give you 2 hints, and one of those hints is he likes to fuck his mother.
Ah.
Yeah, it reminds him of his mama. He's a mama's boy. Diddy did it with his
Please
mama.
don't use the term mama's boy for this guy. That is insulting to all sons who love their moms.
Okay, that's it. No, fuck this one. You owe me cookies now.
Oh, so now you want the cookies.
But you go get me some.
Oh, so
Can
now
they be white macadamia nut cookies for theming?
Really? No, like that's the purported rumor, speculation, conspiracy, opinion, theory, whatever it's called. Point is, it's very strongly implied because he's got that kind of relationship with his mom, as in, like, i.e., they kiss on the lips a lot.
Kind of fucked up. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's heavily implied that they may be more than. But that's just for your wild and wacky imaginations to wander through. Anyhow,
I don't want to imagine this shit.
We need to stigmatize more. Clearly, we haven't stigmatized enough.
Kyle's over here saying Cassie's child will be released before Diddy during this trial. Ha! Thank you for that. And the Joseph Santos, I think, Cassie's baby is going to come out saying, "My mama got $20 million. Hot damn." Yeah. You got to remember that.
Well, hopefully this one rich baby doesn't turn into a mess of a human being.
Well, a lot of it boils down to environment and nature versus nurture. So let's get.
Well, I hope he's well goddamn nurtured, because Lord knows we could use some good parents nowadays.
Yes, please. Oh my God. Zayana Rose, Dragon Fang, your thoughts before Juan continues. Hello?
The ladies appear to be aghast.
Repeat the question, sorry.
Oh my God.
No, just asking you, like,
How is horrible incest plot that is nowhere near as sexy as
It
all the
is
dojins keep telling you?
disgusting and revolting, and I feel like I should be putting earwax into my ears in order to not hear it.
Like extra earwax into your ears?
Yes.
Just clog it up.
Don't you mean like
Yeah, just clog it up so I can't listen to it. Ugh.
No, don't you mean like maybe pouring candle wax in? Because it'll
Okay, you know what? I'll take the candle wax too.
Oh my God. All right.
But no, if that is right, that's creepy. I mean, you can be like a mama's boy or a mommy's girl or whatever, and it not be creepy. This is ick.
They're creepy because Diddy's a freaky deaky. So I don't know. Maybe she
Yeah,
tried to.
like I said, I wouldn't put it past him.
I don't know. Maybe she thought that. Maybe she thinks that pounding his meat would help stave him from being evil. I don't fucking know. I don't know how these kind of weirdos work. I don't know how they're.
Part of you doesn't want to know, because that's the kind of stuff that keeps like criminal analysts awake at night.
Good point.
Yeah, that's a whole different rabbit hole that I don't think any of us should go into.
Right. Let me take a look over here because I'm actually running through the full timelined like updates that are being published out in Yahoo News. Let's see here. So here's basically like the basic info for it, and of course they're also provided information here for anyone who may if you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, you could call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-7233, and you can also get more resources there. So the last update was put up earlier today at 4:45, 4:44 p.m. By Katie Mather. It was saying like, okay, court wraps on day 3 of trial, defense to begin cross-examination of Cassie Ventura tomorrow. So tomorrow, 9:30 a.m., Cassie herself is going to be cross-examined by Diddy's attorneys. Now, imagine the visual of now that we've plainly established that Cassie is about to pop with baby number 3. And there's kind of no way to hide that kind of a belly. Imagine the visual of being a defense attorney to Sean Diddy Combs, and you have to.
You could not pay me enough. They would. I'm not kidding. Even with the salary of a like defense lawyer, you could not pay me enough to put up with that shit.
And worse, it gets worse than that, Angel. And you have to cross-examine a supremely pregnant woman in front of God and the whole world. And you have to poke holes into her argument and try to make it look like she's lying or that she's not credible. How do you do it?
Well, you first make a pact with Satan. Then you realize that's not enough. So you have to make a pact with like Yuhabak from like the fucking Quincy. Then you realize not even that may be enough. So you have to make a pact with Ultra Satan, the one from the Tenacious D and the Peak of Destiny.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I know. Yep.
Oh my God. You guys are such nerds. Let me see here. Okay, so defense attorney Anna Estevo told Judge Arun Subramanian. I'd almost forgotten how much of a tongue twister the judge's name is. Arun Subramanian. Arun Subramanian. There you go. Subramanian. That the defense team expects their cross-examination will take all day tomorrow and likely go into Friday, but it should be completed by the end of the week. Let's see here. Ventura has spent the last 2 days recounting the more than 10 years she spent in an on and off relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. During Wednesday's testimony, being today, Ventura described several violent situations where she faced with Combs, including when he assaulted her in a hallway in the 2016 and the first time he beat her somewhere between 2007 and 2008. She testified that he pressured her into hundreds of drug-fueled sex performances known as freak-offs. Do we have to keep saying it like that? Trying to make it sound like it's...
Because the other way to say it is even worse.
Gang rapes.
Yeah,
because
please.
the other way to say it ends up with us getting demonetized.
Good point.
I agree, 100%.
Good point. Which subsequently caused her to develop...
Fuck you! Maximum pulse! Apologies, please continue.
You're playing Marvel Rivals in the middle of this shit.
I need something to distract myself
I fucking
from the pain,
knew it.
because while I'm playing Marvel Rivals on a minimized screen, I'm actually listening to everything you're saying, and I'm looking at the picture right now. Diddy aged like 20 years in that month. You notice that?
Yeah.
You know,
And
so,
these,
I don't blame Angel, because if Angel was not gaming, I think he would feel miserable about talking about this.
Oh, trust me, I can
Actually,
pay close attention because of good old-fashioned multitasking, but mostly because I'm happy that Juan is the one addressing this. I don't think I'd be able to keep my temper if I was talking about this myself right now, honestly.
I also
Fair
don't agree. I noticed that, I mean, Diddy definitely does look a lot older. Yeah. I mean, like way back, like, you know, he was very...
How old is this guy again?
55.
Yeah, how
He looks...
How
Man.
much?
He looks like he's in his, like, early 60s by comparison.
Yeah.
One could argue the stress of knowing that, the consequences of your actions are finally going to bite you in the ass can certainly make
I mean,
somebody
they do
age.
say that stress ages you, so something this, this big.
I mean,
I'm
not that he
actually
doesn't
not
deserve it,
surprised,
considering the
yeah.
shit he pulled off.
Yeah, no, it's
Pretty much.
It's official. It's basically the stress of living in prison, and not having access to all the luxuries that he's lived with his whole life.
True.
So that plus the stress of all his past sins finally catching up to him. Yeah, that's gonna stress the hell out of anybody and make them gray up.
Don't forget, even if by some miracle, even if he gets a sentence that puts him in like a maximum security prison, away from anybody that might want to screw him over, it's over. His luxurious lifestyle is gone. All his money, all his fame, his fans, his reputation, all of it. It's gone. It's over. He will never financially recover from this.
Here's hoping, because truthfully, he doesn't deserve to financially recover. That's my opinion, though. Let me see here. Where was I on this thing? I was talking about this and there. Okay. Fucking freak offs. Why do they keep? See.
Juan goes to bed, and the only thing he can think about is freak offs. Just the words.
Yeah, it's just such a terrible term. It sounds infantilizing. That's the kind of shit that you hear if there was just a big party at a club, not a horrible sex trafficking ring.
It sounds like the kind of shit you would say if you were like, actually, no, Angel, you got it right out of my brain. Yeah, it's
Oops.
shit out of the club. If you were there were like 20 of your best friends all hanging out because I don't know, somebody like you're all graduating, or one of your friends is getting the biggest promotion of their lives, or they're getting married, whatever.
We're going to a freak off, man. There's going to be drinks and there's going to be music. We got like 30 people from the sorority. Like, this is the kind of shit I expect to see a million varsity jackets, not cuffs and police cars. You know what I'm saying?
Like that's not even it. It's like the literal line of it is like fucking like he basically blackmailed all the folks who participate in it with the coverage, like the footage that he fucking secretly records of them, because no one's allowed to record with like any video cassettes or phones or cameras or nothing. But he has his entire set of like households, like all his properties set up with multiple different bits of hidden cameras everywhere. So he's got a library somewhere. of his various sexcapades. God, even that sounds wrong too. Jesus.
No, because at least sexcapades imply that there was consent on both parties. Consent in this time is, I'm going to be generous and say it was dubious.
Dubious is, yeah, too generous. You're
I
right.
am being very generous when I say the word dubious.
Okay, Physetter Macrocephalus is in the chat. How's it going, Physetter?
Hello.
He said when you were trying to make pacts with like Super Satan or whatever, he said you must make a pact with me. So, I mean, whales are longer lived species than humanity, so.
Okay, but I thought there was a clear department difference between Satan and the deep ones of the ocean. Like
Okay.
I thought it was it's like the FBI and the CIA. They don't get along, you know?
No, they don't.
Okay, but listen, why do I need? Okay, but why do I need to make a pact with Satan or any mythical creatures from the ocean when Angel's my best friend?
Angel.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate
it.
Okay, guys. Angel may be your best friend, but Angel does not have the power of the strength of ages behind him.
Unfortunately,
Sperm
yeah, you're
whales
okay with
do.
that jurisdiction. I'm still mortal. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, sperm whales do though. So I wouldn't mess with that. Let's see here. The Joseph Santos is trying to say, let's not forget that Cassie has 20 million reasons to lie about something, even if she isn't lying about everything. She's being cross-examined tomorrow. I meant Cassie has $20 million in reasons to lie. In a court of law, there is such thing as consent by conduct. This is going to be focused on her cross-examination. She can't slip up once. I see what you're getting at, the Joseph Santos. For the record, I don't think that when it comes to consent, I go by the simple rule of if there is any sort of outside involvement in one's mental faculties that can affect their ability to consent, even if they're right in the middle, even if they said yes in the beginning, if they're in the middle of it and they're looped they're looped higher than a kite, then consent is out the window. You're supposed to, as far as I'm concerned, consent is out the window. Get out. Okay, I'm gonna bring you some Alka-Seltzer. I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. You lay there, fucking recover, and fucking wash yourself off. And
it's one of those cases where consent may be withdrawn, but if, mind-altering substances or drugs were used to force a party into compliance, then that means that you're taking away their responsibility in the matter, even if they agreed first, and throwing it onto yourself. It kind of muddies the waters a little bit, especially with those $20 million floating out there. But what was the old saying? Pay a man enough and he'll walk barefoot into hell?
Yeah, that would be David Xanatos.
Yeah, the problem is nobody accounted that somebody might kick you into hell while you're trying to walk. That kind of throws a wrench in the works, you know?
Good point. And Lisa Boo was saying,
speaking of, where's my kicking boots?
Oh, Lisa Boo, I think when who was talking about, oh yeah, it's no hair dye available because Diddy was already prematurely graying, and I guess he was dyeing his hair black to hide it. I guess that's
really.
That's just speculation, I guess. And Kyle's saying, I'm 40 and I'm as gray as the Dos Equis beer guy, the most interesting man in the whole world. Well,
seriously, Diddy oozes fucking insecurity, man. I mean, BoJack Horseman isn't as insecure as Diddy.
I mean, considering what happens to BoJack later in the series,
doesn't he die?
You know what? I'm not even gonna go there. The comparisons are a little too close for comfort. Let's just say that.
Yeah, let's leave it. Yeah, fair.
Just when you think fiction cannot be any stupider than reality, reality decides to challenge you once again.
I was about to say, doesn't he die at the end? I don't know, freaking whatever.
He attempts suicide and almost succeeds.
God, he can't even successfully anti-hero. God damn.
Ironically, this is the one thing that makes him take a look at himself and go, no, I gotta fix my life. That is the big one that changes everything for him.
Good on him. Fucking, let me see here. What else have we got on here? Ventura breaks down recalling the 2023 rehab and trauma therapy sessions. So yeah, this was earlier in the day. after 2 days in San. Let's see. I was spinning out. I didn't want to be alive anymore at that point, she says. Let's see. Ventura said she decided to start writing a book about her relationship with Sean Combs after she went to rehab. She said her mom helped her write it. I really wanted Sean to read the information. I wanted him to understand what I had to learn to understand over that period. Let's see here. Like, we're working backwards from the conclusions and everything. So this Kathy Mather is freaking on top of everything. God damn. Let's see.
Nice.
Yeah, so props to them. Whoever all runs is like these court reporters for these news outlets, pay them more money, especially because they have to probably get like Wi-Fi boosters or like, you know, signal boosters like crazy in order for them to be able to transmit. Because you got that many if you have that many digital devices at a federal courthouse, there's going to be signal interference like nobody's business. That's just me talking from my own meandering experience. So take that with a grain of salt, however you will. Let me see. Let's see. After meeting for a closure conversation in August 2018, Ventura says Combs raped her. Let's see. Cassie Ventura testified that she agreed to see Combs for dinner in Malibu, California in August 2018 for what she thought was a closure conversation at the end of their relationship. Ventura said she had started seeing her now husband, Alex Fine, around that time. Ventura said Combs was playful about somewhat romantic during their dinner, and he drove her home. Then he raped me in my living room, she said. I just remember crying and saying no, but it was very fast. She said she was consensually intimate with Combs once more after that, but the relationship officially ended around that time. Ventura said she had some sporadic contact afterwards until March 2019. She's so much that is happening in the future. When Combs sent her a message that referred to, quote, iPads full of skeletons, which she interpreted as referring to the sexual videos they'd recorded. So he's just like, as far as her testimony goes, like as far back as 2018 when she was trying to wrap the shit up. Even then, he was forcing himself on her and saying, by the way, I've got your dick. I've got you by the skin of your teeth over here because I've got evidence with all the sex tapes that we made, so haha. Ugh. I fucking hate revenge porn shit.
Yeah.
I absolutely despise it. I don't get it. And I don't understand what the fucking appeal is. Look, if you're getting freaky with your significant other, I don't care. Go ahead. Like
it's your business. It's your room. It ain't our monkey. It ain't our circus.
Yeah, seriously. And if you want to record it for yourselves to enjoy and see and consume on your own time and at your own leisure, then sure, go ahead. Nothing wrong and nothing illegal with that either. I've known a few friends who have done that. I've been with a few friends who have done that. I've done that with a few friends. I've done friends. No, but
life, and no one told you life will not be this way. Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh my god. Fuck you, Angel. Oh my god, no.
The joke's a joke, you're broke. Your love life's the OA.
Those hobos never had to work a day in their lives ever again.
That apartment was way too fucking nice for only one person being paying for it.
Like, no, but truthfully, like, the fact that anyone would even think to blackmail their significant other if their relationship goes south with their sex tapes, that's just a fucking new level of low. That's just disgusting. It's unconscionable. Like, dude, motherfuckers, you made that with each other. You performed those actions with each other with an understanding. You're like, I don't care which party it is doing it or using it or whatever. Either one of them tries to use it against each other in some form of blackmail, then you've lost any sort of moral high ground at that point. There's no fucking way. The only way to fucking, as far as I'm concerned, and this is just my opinion, the only way to make sure that that doesn't get used against you is if A, you have a copy of it yourself, or B, you release it before they could threaten to. But neither of those, well, but that second option is not very savory. But like, here I am fucking thinking of like ways to protect yourself from sex tape blackmail. Go fucking figure. What the fuck kind of life is this? How have I been? Why? Yeah, no. How
It's
many...
a life where you wish you didn't know about this stuff, but at the same time, you're glad you do.
I hate this. Let me see here. Haley Ray Stouts in the chat. How's it going, Haley Ray? Welcome to the Black Files. We appreciate you joining us tonight. Lisa Boo saying, I had gray hair at 17. Yeah, no, like, we've got friends who prematurely gray all over and stuff. Like, I mean, you can't tell from looking at me, but I've got some white whiskers going on. See? See, they could probably see them. I don't know. And I have like a couple silver bits up here, but that's it. But then again, I'm 38, so I guess I don't count. Blah.
The best part is that when you get old enough, you simply stop caring.
Well, that's
or sometimes you care too much.
Lisa Boo's like, vindictiveness is real. Yeah, it is. Well,
I mean, can you really call it vindictiveness when you're experiencing like righteous anger at something fucked up? That's not vindictiveness.
No.
Like, vindictiveness is hanging on to like anger for something irrational.
No.
My hatred here feels pretty fucking rational, let me tell you.
No. The blackmailing person being vindictive
there's
by
that.
blackmailing them with the sex tape. How many no's before the no is a no, says Canada, says Kyle Canada. It should always and ever and forevermore be the first and only no. If they say stop, then you fucking stop. I don't care if you're about to nut or if you just got started. I don't give a fuck.
Or even if it seems like they're saying it in a very joking way.
Right. Like, even then, like, most especially then, it's like because you need a clarification. Like, okay, you mean it? You want me to stop, or like, or you want to keep going? Like,
especially if they're drunk and it's a no, I don't want to do this. It's like, oh, okay, that could be playful, but you need to clarify, because also if you've been drinking, clarify always.
Yeah, there's also the fact that when you get down to it, in those situations, let's consider the fact that when this was going on, they were both probably inebriated at that point. Nobody was asking shit. Then again, that's usually a bad idea why you don't want to mix alcohol with sex, because best case scenario, everybody regrets it. Worst case scenario, the allegations come out.
Yeah, the last thing you want is for anyone to be able to provably say, oh, I was under the influence of mind-altering like chemicals, whether it's alcohol or drugs or like fucking mescaline in the balls, whatever.
It was self-defense.
Screw it. Anyway, V. Joseph Santos saying, it's worth noting that many of the videos of the parties came from Cassie's phone, not Sean Combs. You're right about that. I do remember that being part of the evidence that's been corroborated and being brought in as part of the accusations and all. The fact of the matter remains, I haven't seen anywhere in the court case reporting specifically stating what pieces of evidence might be brought forward. We would actually have to wait before and see how long this trial goes. It should only be 2 months, like 60 days, for the actual trial to go through. They want to complete it because one is due. Like people are have a right to speedy and fair trial, so they're trying to get through the speedy part on it. And Kyle was also saying, remember, this is Diddy, the king. Rules don't apply to them. Rules don't apply to him.
Until suddenly they do. Oh no, the consequences of my own actions.
Now I'm understanding why Saw Gerrera huffed all those radonium fumes. God almighty. Let's see here. Well, at least one of the two were drunk. Says Kyle. Like, it's that still puts like the power imbalance of the more sober individual, and puts the onus on them to provide to ensure that consent is maintained throughout. And I hate talking about like sexual experience in such a antiseptic and clinical way, but thus it such as the courthouse courtyards or whatever the fuck, because they
have to. It's
Yeah.
part of the procedure. By law, they had to put it down in the most clinical, brutal term to avoid any unnecessary interpretations. Because you know that lawyers will jump at the bit of making sure that something that doesn't sound the way it is does. It's kind of those like, yes, I know you love your car, but I'm going to disassemble this fucking machine piece by piece right now. A knot is a knot.
No.
Wow, I just realized that is the worst possible way I could have said that. God damn.
It's okay, Angel. Freak off is worse than saying that.
No.
Thank you, but also, holy shit.
Like, we're not trying to
It left
go
me
into the
speechless.
innuendo. That's just how
Me neither.
I have admitted that I am a hornball, especially when it comes to whenever we talk about the women in pro wrestling. Because I mean, look at those ladies.
Yes.
But
Well, yeah.
even I know when not to actually get into Glenn Quagmire innuendo giggity googa style or whatever. Shit.
Quagmire, you're a rapist.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not what Speedy means in the Constitution. It says, D. Joseph Santos, the trial is scheduled for 8 weeks, but it won't last that long. Defense witnesses are going to be very interesting. I understand what you mean, D. Joseph. Thank you for helping clear that up. I am curious as to who the defense is going to be bringing forward as as one of the witnesses here. And
Yeah, I was going to say, who's going to come to Diddy's defense? His last attorney publicly walked out on him. And was like, nope.
But you know that if your attorney walked away from you,
like,
oh damn,
it has
Oh, you
never been more
fucks.
jobber than it is now.
And as a result, Diddy is currently employing an attorney who's a lady. And let me see here. And Anna Estevo, she's the one who's his attorney here. And it's basically up to this lady to defend Diddy in the courthouse. So God help her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, in more ways than one, God help her. Let me see here. Yeah, Esteval. Okay, that's her actual name. And yeah, no, she's fairly nice looking lady over here, but that's not going to save her as far as bringing forward any sort of sympathy, because the idea is that, oh hey, Diddy isn't really all that much of a monster. I'm a woman and I feel totally comfortable next to him.
I would rather take the bear.
Yeah.
At least the bear will just kill you.
I'd rather take the gorilla.
At least Harambe will kill us.
I'm sorry. No, we will fucking kill him. The amount of discussion that came out of that entire goddamn Twitter thread was the best thing I ever seen. And turns out that, yeah, we can actually kill a gorilla with 100 dudes with minimal losses. We just have to strategize.
Okay, well, we don't have 100 dudes, Angel. We just have 3 dudes and 3 awesome cosplaying people.
Technically 4. You're tall enough for 2 people.
And
some of you might die in the attempt, but that is a sacrifice that I am willing to make.
Also, I'm a little bigger than the both of y'all. So Jose's height is more like 1.5 men, and my unfortunate girth right here in the belly, that's another 1.5 men. So yeah, that's how we get our 4th man.
We got 5 dudes. Okay, you go for the arms, Joe goes for the other arm, and I jump on his back and I blind him by jabbing my thumbs into its eye sockets.
Oh my god. All right.
We're talking about doing this to Diddy now, right? Because at this point, I feel bad.
I mean, I don't want to compare the black dude to an ape, but if you want to go
there... Jesus, I wasn't even trying to go there. Asshole, right, no, I wasn't trying to go there at all.
Things back into the main story.
You know what? I take it back. I will not insult the apes by comparing them to Diddy.
Yeah.
The ape is an animal. It is a graceful, powerful beast of the savage, and it deserves better than to be compared to somebody who consciously abused people. I feel like the animal deserves better.
Good point.
What about a jackass?
What about jackass?
You know, a donkey, a jackass.
Oh.
The donkey is also a noble beast of burden, and it deserves beauty and grace and love.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Donkeys are cool, man. I love donkeys. You're a petted donkey?
Sadly, I have not had the chance to.
Their fur is surprisingly coarse.
I have. They're adorable.
Yee.
Love
But that being
donkeys.
said, it's surprising that the new attorney has not equally Diddy. But then again, it is a known universal fact that every criminal deserves a fair trial.
I mean, yes, if only to associate.
Yes, everyone needs due process.
Exactly. If only to assuage the doubts that nothing was done out of the plan. Like when this fucker goes to jail, and I'm saying when, not if, because he deserves it, it will because he was found guilty by a court of his peers. I presume that this is one of those lawyers that gets paid no matter what happened, and they go, fuck it. I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring and see what happens. But at the very least, yes, even the worst of criminals deserves that. If only so we can legally put it down on paper. This person did something wrong on the eyes of our society, and he is going to pay the consequences.
And here is how and why, as we've been able to determine.
Exactly. You know, we got to make that shit look good. It's a matter of standards, unironically enough. We got standards, damn it. We're not savages. We're not thrusting people into the guillotine or putting them in the guillotine until it's been proven that they deserve to get their head chopped off.
Yeah, see? Easy. You got to prove the crime that happened, and then you carry out the sentence.
And then I pull out the axe and I take away all your time.
Are you talking about that Justin Timberlake movie with time in their arms and things?
Yes.
Cool. I don't use this arm for anything anyway. Do your worst. Let's see. Matthew Coburn's back over here. How's it going, Matthew Coburn? Welcome to the Black Files. Hello. Would have been here sooner, but I was watching Captain America: Brave New World.
Hey.
I got the 4K Steelbook today. Cool.
Nice.
Nice. Let us know. Yeah, let us know how you enjoyed the movie. I thought the movie was okay. Without getting into spoiler territory, I think the final battle was the most exciting part.
Yeah, honestly, I enjoyed the fights before the final battle. Like, the end became a little middle of the road for me by comparison.
Just a little middle, just not the best. Just it's up.
Could have been better, honestly.
It's all right. It's good.
It wasn't bad. It could have been better.
Let's see. Let me see here. Oh my God, yes, it was. Okay, so I'm double checking what else was discussed today, because basically Cassie was the main one who was being interviewed here, since she's the first and best witness for this. Let me see here. I'm in her living room. I could have sworn, she brings back up the what do you call it? She brings back up the bombing of Kid Cudi's car back in 2012. Yeah, which has been alleged to have been carried out by Diddy as his people over here. So, like, in response to Sean Combs' reaction to Cassie Ventura dating Scott Mescudi, also known as rapper Kid Cudi, Ventura said she ended the relationship in early 2012. Too much danger, too much uncertainty of what could happen if we continue to see each other, she said. Ventura testified that Combs had threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car, hoping that he and his friends would be present when it happened. She mentioned the allegation in her 2023 lawsuit, claiming, quote, around that time, Kid Cudi's car exploded in his driveway. Through a spokesperson, Cudi told the New York Times that one of his cars did explode in early 2012. This is all true, the spokesperson said. The indictment from last year that led to Combs' arrest states he used arson to control victims. In the courtroom, Ventura testified that the three met at the Soho house after she broke up with Kid Cudi. When she said Cudi asked, "What about my vehicle?" To which Combs replied, "What vehicle?"
Wow.
So he really is trying to play stupid.
Man, this rap game shit is serious. People just be killing each other on allegations of gay.
Yeah, like not even that. It's just like, hey, you're messing with my woman. She's mine exclusively. No, she's not. Oh yeah.
Bomb in your car then.
You're messing with my woman, man. Bad boy, babe.
It's kind of funny that we used to see that Will Smith overreacted during the award show when he slapped the crap out of the other dude. Turns out he was actually being very subdued in comparison to what the average person does in this situation.
Well, there's a difference on that, because it's not rapper beef in that instance, Angel. You got to remember, Will Smith is also more of an actor than a musical artist these days, and Chris Rock is more of a comedian than a musical artist in any case. So,
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Juan, but this is Hollywood. All beef is rap beef. Even that beef, especially that beef.
What about the beef of the of the two aspiring guitarists both playing on the same part of the sidewalk?
Oh no, that is extra evil because that is like ancient rap. That is lyrical rap. That is two bards beefing with each other. You don't want none of that.
Good lord. No, I
Angel's
guess I
got a
don't.
point there.
No, I suppose I don't. Let me see here. So, like, she's basically bringing out all the best hits of everything that we've known from the previous times that we've touched on the Diddy story, at least as far as the accusations go. Now she's actually putting it down on record on the witness stand. Let's see. Ventura testifies, quote, she didn't have the resources I needed to leave Combs, which, by the way, brings up the big fucking thing of, like, because there legitimately had been, like, especially on Andy's channel on Popcorn Planet, there were folks who were hollering.
Thank you,
like,
Andy.
yeah, like, thanks a lot, Andy. Much love to you, man. There's literally folks who's like, oh, well, it's her own fault for sticking around. Why didn't she leave? You try to leave that! God fucking damn it. You try to leave that monster. You go ahead and try to leave that shit when he's got fucking private security all over the place. He's got hidden cameras all over his house. He's got your finances tied up in a knot. You remember earlier how I mentioned that Cassie Ventura, how she was signed to a 10-album deal with Bad Boy Entertainment?
Yeah.
To be fair, though, even if he wasn't holding you hostage, who the fuck's gonna believe you? Who are you? A complete nobody. Who is him? One of the greatest stars of his time. A generational talent, yada, yada, yada. My word against yours, but my word has the weight of reputation and millions of dollars. Who's gonna believe you?
3 out of 10.
It's that bad. Reputation against reputation, and the nobody usually gets stomped into the ground by the more powerful person. That's why most of the time when these parties happen, they just grab completely nobodies of the streets. Or, you know, somebody trying to catch a big break and willing to do anything, not realizing just what they were getting into.
It's unfucking believable. No, it's worse.
It is unfortunately very common.
It's worse. Jesus Christ, it's even worse. She's only made 1 album.
Wow.
She's released several other songs over here, but she's only released 1 studio album in her time under Bad Boy, under these different releases over here from 2006 through to 2019. Okay, no, 2022 and 2023 with her appearing alongside Chris Brown and Jack Harlow. But yeah, no, it's crazy because she's released music, but she hasn't released enough albums to finish the deal, and she doesn't, and she's not going to. Like, you better believe. Are you going to keep working for a motherfucker who's treating you this way? She's gonna try to find a way to get that a record deal annulled, if at all possible, or like fucking terminated, because there's no fucking way that like she's gonna be able to continue, because Diddy's basically got her pretty much for the rest of her life otherwise, because that album was only released in 2006. That's the one that she's put out this whole time.
Man, it's been a while. It's been almost
19 years.
Almost 20 years. Damn.
Yeah, so imagine
Crazy, isn't it?
Imagine being tied down to an abusive motherfucker thanks to a business deal, because whether you were too young and dumb to fucking sign up for it and weren't privy to what you were doing, or there's like manipulative legalese and shit that you're not as attuned to being able to pull up. The fact of the matter remains that her ass had been stuck with him this whole time. And all the while, he's been doing this shit to Cassie. You could talk about
and who knows so many other people.
God help us. However many others. God almighty, I can only imagine. Like, literally, it's continuing from her testimony from today. Ventura said Combs became violent with her after a party at a Los Angeles nightclub in 2009 and started calling her names. She testified that she drunkenly punched him in the face after hearing him insult her. Quote, as hard as you can hit somebody when you're drunk like that, she testified. And he responded by throwing her to the floor of the car and stomping on her face. When they arrived at Combs' house, she tried to run away, but Combs' security staff caught her and brought her in. She said she did not recognize herself when she looked in the mirror. She testified that Combs told her she needed to stay in a hotel with security to recover. She said she wanted to stay at Combs' house instead of a hotel, but he said no. She explained that even when she felt ready to leave the hotel after staying there for about a week, she felt like she couldn't. Quote, I didn't have the resources I needed to get out and move, to get out and not have anybody stop me, she said. I understood Sean's capabilities, his access to guns, and the threats that he made prior to that. Ventura said she didn't feel comfortable potentially getting other people involved by telling them what was happening. She said her mom read a gossip item online about the nightclub incident and called Ventura to ask if it was her. I didn't tell my mom the truth because I was ashamed, but I also felt like at that point I didn't know what was going to happen, Ventura said. I didn't want to put my mother in danger of knowing anything of that magnitude. So, yeah, for anybody who was trying to victim blame, just like, hey, why didn't she just, like, leave and move on? What about these women are being independent? Name it. Fuck
No,
you.
dude, it ain't that simple.
Yeah.
When you have a power disparity, like, between these people, that's like...
This is actual, like, power. Power with a capital P, power.
Like, not only threat of violence by ways of, like, coercion and fucking blackmail and having his private security, like Diddy's private army fucking going down and from Black Hawk helicopters rappelling off with P90 or Uzis out and trying to keep you held hostage and shit. No, he's got guns of his own because Diddy's a lunatic like that. Fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, you try running away from that kind of crazy. I know crazy. I am crazy, and I don't fuck with that kind of crazy. Because that's the kind of crazy that doesn't fuck around. Oh my god. Your girl's alright? Dragonfang, Zayana?
Sorry, I'm sneezing.
There
Oh,
are things.
Oh, that's
And
what those
really,
words...
you don't want to fuck around and find out that type of crazy.
No, you don't, because that's where... Ugh.
That's the last thing you want to do.
That could be the last thing you ever do, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it is really sad because way back then, you can meet someone who is kind of a creep, but it's not that bad. Nowadays, you have to be so careful, whatever gender you are, because that creep can maybe be the last thing. So
the last person that you ever see before you go missing.
Yeah, you never know. You gotta be careful out there.
That's the thing. That's the scary part.
The scariest part is that it isn't some unknown creep motherfucker in the background that can get to you. It's the fact that it's people that normally you think will not pay attention to you.
High or even high profile people. Like
No, especially high profile people, because you don't expect
especially
them to
because
do that.
then you have money that you can get away with it.
Exactly. Enough money and enough power. Better, nobody will believe you. Worst case scenario, they can just make you disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily covering their traces. Bribe a few people.
Never to be seen again.
Call in a favor.
Or two, depending on the amount of people you need to use to take care of the situation.
This entire thing just...
People have ways to silence.
Oh, it's disgusting.
The only glimmer of good that came out of this is the fact that he was found out, and there is so much evidence that nothing barring fucking divine intervention is going to get him out of the consequences of his actions. It's a small comfort to all the victims that him and his ilk have actually brought into that ring of whole shit, but it is a comfort all the same.
Now, you guys are ready to fume a little real quick?
Shoot.
Get this. At 2:32 p.m., no, so 2:34 p.m., reported to Yahoo News by Dylan Stableford, images from freak-off videos are shown to the jury. After hearing hours of detailed testimony from Cassie Ventura about the freak-offs, the jury was shown images of them for the first time. Still images from freak-off videos were displayed on monitors only visible to the jury box and the witness stand. In them, Ventura identified herself, several male escorts, and a woman referred to by the pseudonym Mia, who is expected to be called as a witness for the prosecution later in the trial. Okay, so the receipts are there, and it's now just going to be a matter of how these receipts may or may not turn out, because there is another opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that's been put out regarding all of this in the Diddy trial. Um, the hotel hallway footage that got all this sparked up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys may or may not recall that the conspiracy theory of that having been a an effort from the federales here in America? That perhaps
Vaguely. I think I know what you're talking about.
that I'm saying, Jose, how that it's how that the what do you call it, that the leak to CNN of the footage of Diddy and Cassie in the in the hallway of the hotel might have been leaked out by the FBI themselves in order to coax the pursuit of the actual federal case against Diddy.
Right.
Okay, you get me now? So
I believe so, yes.
So that does beg questioning here, like how much of that can be trusted as well. But at the same time, when it comes to the fact that we got that footage brought out, that's what spurred on the public outcry for Diddy's arrest and for federal action to be taking place, and that was precisely what ended up happening. Lucky them, lucky FBI. It's almost as if they planned it that way. Who knows? I'm not sure. It's just an opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. But look at it this fucking way. At least it was used on the. If this was one of those inside like stings, it was done for. It was done against the right demon here, as far as this is concerned. Oh fuck this. Okay.
You know, considering the fact that this entire thing got blown open specifically because of that video of his ex running away from him, that means that we were this close to never finding out anything.
It's crazy, isn't it? The kind of shit that can be so.
Has she been just a little slower? Had he caught her before she got seen by the camera? We would have never found out about this.
Yeah.
And
Kind of terrifying.
And if the footage hasn't been kept by someone else, whoever ended up having the copy, and whoever ended up leaking it to CNN or passing it to the FBI to leak to CNN or having a potato sandwich fucking leak it to CNN, I don't fucking know. The fact remains, if it wasn't for like this footage being leaked, none of us would have ever known. And all the stories about Diddy being wild and unhinged and crazy would have all been just that. It would have been stories. There wouldn't have been any basis to it. Now there is a basis, and it's fucking terrible. Like, okay, get this. Almost as terrible as this shit. You get a load of this here. From today at 2:18 p.m., a remark that was put out by Suge Knight. Suge Knight predicts that if Combs is convicted, quote, Trump is going to pardon him. Let's see here.
Somehow I sincerely doubt it.
Yeah, no,
No, I don't think that.
Yeah,
Like,
Trump is well known for
That's a
making
stretch.
questionable decisions, but if he pardons that guy,
Like
it will
illegal
bring a
ones.
backslash of unpopularity upon him, and that is the last thing he wants. I sincerely doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too. Also because he's racist and doesn't like black people, but that's a different story.
Wow, the one time that actually works in our favor.
During her testimony on Tuesday, Cassie Ventura recalled that one freak-off in Los Angeles was interrupted when Combs found out that rival rap mogul Marion Suge Knight was at a nearby diner. Combs and a bodyguard then grabbed guns from a safe and loaded into an SUV, she said. Knight, who is serving a 28-year prison sentence for the death of a man during a hit-and-run incident on the set of the movie Straight Outta Compton, called into Chris Cuomo's news station show from prison to discuss Combs' trial. The co-founder of Death Row Records said he believes that Combs, quote, will be all right because the defense only has to convince one juror he's not guilty. And if he gets convicted, Knight predicted Trump's going to pardon him. That's all he says on it. Like, Suge, like... Okay, Suge Knight obviously has no reason to be Diddy's biggest fan. So he's got no reason to fucking fabricate any shit of this. But at the same time, What the fuck makes him think that Trump is gonna care?
Yeah, that feels like a very out of nowhere swerve.
Like, we know that Trump is an amoral fucking sack of garbage. And like the only way. Wait a minute.
Suge Knight, please specify.
Wait.
What happened, Juan?
I feel silly. Hang on a minute.
What do you mean?
Hang on. Yeah. I could guess it, and I'm probably gonna be right. Hang on a minute.
Yes.
Let me just check. Okay. I need to check this to see if this was actually legit. Okay. Come the fuck on. Load, damn it. Okay. Yeah. I honestly forgot. Exhibit A. Why Trump might pardon Diddy. Yeah, an old photo of them, of Donald Trump with Melania and Diddy all together. And this was actually... yeah.
I
You
was
think
waiting
that
for
Diddy
you to
might
bring
be
that up
snitching
because
and
that
revealing
clicked on with me
delicate
as well.
information?
Whoa, both of you. Shut the fuck up for a second. Angel first, then Jose.
Do you think that so the hypothesis here is that Diddy, fearing a harsher prison sentence than usual, might start snitching and revealing possibly delicate information?
Especially delicate information regarding Donald Trump, which is the only thing that he might have, if it's possible that he has it at all, to try and get himself set up with a pardon. It's possible. It might happen. I don't know. And just for anyone who may be questioning the authenticity of the photo, it was confirmed that it is an authentic photo from the three of them back in 2005, and apparently it was confirmed on Reddit, and it's a publicly available photo on Getty Images. So
Such Knight suggests that the music mogul owes the government favors. Now, mind you, there is still no solid basis. We're just spitballing here, but noticing.
let's see.
Apparently, he also mentioned, Such Knight mentions that Trump previously pardoned Michael Harris, the music executive that was sentenced in 1987 for crack dealing, kidnapping, and attempted murder. So, hey, I'm not going to say it's not impossible. I'm just saying we have a precedent. But then again, if he pardons him, doesn't that just confirm everybody's suspicions?
Yeah, it pretty much does.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like, listen, I was literally just like, wait a minute. He wouldn't actually have... Wait, this is Diddy we're talking about, who's clearly a sex pest, and this is Donald Trump we're talking about, who likes having control with people, and has...
Could happen, could
So-
not.
I mean, for fuck's sake, Trump was one of the prime guests on Jeffrey Epstein's Lolita Express airplane, so God knows what kind of crazy, freaky-deaky shit he was up to.
See, now we have an extra reason to keep an eye on this case, because if he doesn't get pardoned, then that's going to make me ask a few more questions. But if he does get pardoned, I'm going to have some answers. I'm kind of hope it's wrong that I hope that I don't have any answers. Like, this is
No,
also
for-
horrific that if we put another layer on the evil cake, I'm just gonna start vomiting violently.
For once, I agree with you there, Angel. For once, I do, but only because, like, I don't need more Trump horse shit in our life right now.
I would just rather not have more victims. You know, like,
Seriously,
people
same.
have suffered from this.
Same for real.
I agree.
Like, it's easy to say, haha, fuck this person. But at the same time, we got to take a moment to remember that the more guilty parties come out of this, it will basically increase the number of victims, both theoretical and possible. And that's just a sad goddamn thing in general. Like, it's just a horrible thing to witness.
It's
And
just depressing, for fuck's sake.
we can only send our sincerest condolences to those that have suffered abuse at the hands of these people. Because let's not forget, Diddy wasn't throwing those parties by himself. If this motherfucker gets condemned, he's gonna start giving out names to alleviate his sentence. And a lot of people, you don't throw a party that big by yourself. I'm just saying.
Unless he is silenced before he can say anything.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, then
Yeah,
that will
he might-
increase suspicion. Oh no, he
Exactly.
mysteriously jumped 20 feet in the air and broke his neck on the ceiling.
Um,
He said something bad about Will Smith's wife, and Will Smith just ran in and slapped him so hard his head came off.
do we... I don't think he needs to. Like, is this a bad time to also point out that the NYPD detention center that Diddy was being that Diddy was being held in throughout this whole thing is the same one that Jeffrey Epstein was in?
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah, that's a little
Yeah.
sus.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
See,
no, it's
the
not
only
a matter,
way he can
it's not
see-
a matter of
the
being
only-
sus. Like, it's just because it's literally pure coincidence because it's a U.S. Federal case, like Southern District of New York, so they have to have it at a detention center, not a full-on prison like Rikers Island or whatever, but like where you hold the criminals who are in the middle of going through federal trials. And Jeffrey Epstein's was also happening in New York, so yeah, say it's purely by coincidence.
This might be an
Perfect.
opportunity for him to save his life. He just has to say, if I die, it wasn't suicide. And then people are going to be like, wait a minute.
Diddy ought to be freaking shouting that right now. If
He should be screaming that shit. He should be yelling immediately. I know motherfuckers in the government. They're going to Epstein me. Play that shit for like he's screwed either way. Might as well go out swinging.
Might as well try and drag down whoever else he can. I guess is that what we're
Seems to
thinking?
be working pretty well for Kanye West.
Kanye's burned a lot of shit and he's already lost his fucking mind.
He's dancing in the flames like the Joker surrounded by the burning money. It's kind of crazy.
He literally has a song called Double H. You know what it means and you know what it stands for.
You know what the worst part is, though?
And what's the worst
The
part?
beat is good.
You know what's even worse?
He designed it specifically to stick in your head. Bastard.
You want to know what's even worse, though? The
What?
lyrics are garbage. Yeah,
I know.
I subjected myself to that stupid-ass song, and the lyrics
The lyrics are shit,
garbage.
but the beat is good. It's like it's made duality on purpose. It hurts my brain.
And it's like the lyrics for Kanye's fucking song, it's the most fucking wow, woe is me, I'm the victim fucking song of all time.
I can't stop laughing about the fact that he does call it Twitter. Like,
Oh, good. At least he's got that much of his fucking...
even he calls it Twitter. Like,
Even-
come on.
Even Kanye West, the most psychotic, anti-Semitic, freaking, like, Hitler-loving lunatic of artists
He's
who's the
unhinged,
only genius.
but he's right.
Even he is calling it Twitter still. It's like that fucking thing of South Park of fucking what do
Yeah.
you call it? Butters is stuck in a land of make believe and of imagination and shit, and the fucking FBI are trying to locate him. And they get all these Hollywood directors like, oh, let's get M. Night Shyamalan. He knows stories. Like, oh, no, those are just plot twists. Let's get Michael Bay. He knows all about great movies, and he could do that. And all he talks about are the explosions and visual effects. And then you get Mel Gibson, and you remember the Daffy Duck-ass cartoon version of Mel Gibson they showed
Yeah.
with him, like, shitting on the walls and twisting his nipples. And through all that, he's like, if you're looking for a child in a land of make-believe, should look for something that doesn't belong. And all while, like, pleasuring himself. And the FBI is just like, God damn, say what you want about this man. He understands characters.
So that part becomes like Metal Gear in that it starts predicting a lot of things that happen in the future, if only because they're too stupid to have happened in the past.
Oh my God, and here we fucking are. Like, I could go on with the rest of the breakdown on this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to see if there's a short link that's available for this to share. Hang on. Blah. What is this for? Blah. Come on. I said blah.
In the midnight hour.
Let me see. In the chat, the Joseph Santos is saying, the video had nothing to do with the arrest in any way. The grand jury never saw it. Right, that's because that video may not be as like part of the case that was that's being used in regards to this, but where I was talking about how the video was leaked out to CNN and how all of that was what spurned on the public outcry for federal investigations. That's what I was referring to. Not actively in the case right now. God, I wish Yahoo would have a fucking shorter share link. What the hell?
They always keep making those ridiculously long URLs. I don't know why.
It's not even that much longer. It's literally 11 characters over the limit. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just first
One
gajillion
take
characters,
you there.
and then I'm gonna paste the last ones afterwards. Copy. And you guys can copy that over yourselves.
Thank you.
All right, so
Yeah, no problem.
If like fucking, I'm trying because I want us to all be able to follow along with this stuff. Not everyone has insiders at the courthouse being able to feed the information out. But I want to give shout outs to Andy and Kim, and also another YouTuber. She has been following this stuff better and with much more focused sources on her content to be purely on celebrity court cases, and that would be let's see here, that would be this lovely lady, BJ Corville, aka That Surprise Witness. So so if anyone hasn't subscribed to her yet, I strongly recommend that you do so because BJ, she is a workhorse in the community of celebrity gossip and celebrity news. But truthfully, she has been working the beat on the Diddy case since it had been going on. And even here, they've even got, like, I'm guessing that's a fucking AI generated photo of Diddy. Because it's like a photo of Diddy crying and his hair is white as snow over here in the thumbnail that she said.
Oh, no, it's just he's coming to terms with his demon blood. He'll double trigger soon.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, God.
It's going to be fucking terrible. He's going to slaughter countless innocents. But then I got to go downtown. There's this, Red Grave City?
Yeah.
There's this guy there. He looks a bit like roughly, but he can take jobs like this as long as you pay him well enough.
You think that he'll be...
Tony
Hey,
something?
Angel, you think he'll look as ugly as the secret ingredient from DMC?
I mean, we have seen what happens to those who cannot handle the power of Sparta.
I was actually thinking over here, just whatever you do, don't let him anywhere near these kind of fucking like devil arms. He will take advantage of them.
Well, to be fair though, the devil arms always submit to the worthy, and this man don't look too worthy to me.
No, but but he is narcissistic and obscenely self-assured, so I don't know, maybe that'll be enough to trick these things into worthiness. But yeah, no, like BJ, she's the man, and I would be happy to make her acquaintance in person someday, but she is a friend of the Raves flock as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, no, this AI generated shit of fucking Diddy crying is hilarious. It's outstanding. She was mostly covering stuff involving Britney Spears' conservatorship case. So
that shit's still going? I thought she was free already.
No. She was covering that stuff, is what I was saying.
Okay. Had me right there for a second.
Yeah. Seriously, I get it. Suge Knight has beef with Diddy, but what does that do to serve him to bring this shit up? To bring up the Trump might pardon him shit. To what?
Honestly, beef.
He'll implicate
he's down.
The motherfuckers.
Just yeah, he's down. Start kicking him.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Do not presume that there's any altruism in these proceedings. This boils down to a case of, okay, we caught a shark that has been killing all these tourists. Oh shit, there's blood in the water. Here come the other sharks.
Oh god, it's Jaws squared. It's not Jaws 2. It's a whole another set of great white sharks eating the tourists. But
yes.
But I know who will help us. I know who will direct us with the right path that'll save the people of this sleepy little town. That'll be the greedy local extortionist corporate goon who has a vested interest in the tourism business in that town. He's got. We
can also summon Jason Statham. He's gotten pretty good at killing giant sharks recently.
What? Yeah, don't call Sam Jackson for it though.
No, he sadly does not have a good track record with the deep seas.
Sheldon Cooper giving autism a bad name. Yeah, no, you're not wrong, Mr. Quake. Let's see. The Gator from Happy Gilmore passed away at 80 years old. What?
Damn.
The
Damn.
fuck?
We lost an American treasure.
Rest in peace.
An alligator. Fucking, yeah, okay. Memento Mori, non mi pare del Fili Spirito Santo. God almighty. I'm just, like, it can often feel overwhelming to go through these cases, and you see all these guys, all these different news outlets going through the coverage on it. We've got New York Magazine, BBC, Al Jazeera. You've got MSNBC. You've got NPR fucking covering all this stuff. They fucking put out their own timeline and everything for it yesterday. If you wanted to work backwards on it from there, here's the NPR article for the fine folks at home. I said, fucking copy. There, Jesus, this computer. Oh my God, wants to. Didn't even take the whole fucking URL link.
Not even the links want to show this shit.
No, it doesn't. It's fucking so ratchet. Even Adam Sandler made a post for the Gators, said Matthew Coburn. Ha. Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, no, that's. Yeah, I did see the post that he put up for it. So yeah, no. First, they went ahead and they're just going from in that NPR article with the timeline on it. Just shows from the beginning of the trial with jury selection, finally up to today and yesterday's stuff. So, like, it's all over it. How the hell do we keep up with this shit? How do we do any of this kind of follow-up work without it cutting into our sanity?
One day at a time, man. Even criminal investigators have to take breaks. Shit's rough. All we can do is keep going through it because we can only take comfort knowing that for once, justice is on our side and somebody actually get the consequences they deserve for their actions. It's a small comfort, but it's a drop in the ocean that I'll happily welcome all the same.
I really can't wait for that.
Yeah, no, Angel does have a point. You know, we handle these things because we do take it one day at a time. We take it in small doses of this type of information. In fact, even Angel admitted it himself. If he was the one covering the story and not having any other distractions, he would be pretty pissed off all night.
Yeah.
Let's just say there'd be a lot of shouting, but thankfully I remember the wise words of Grandpa Freeman. What do you do when you can do nothing, but there's nothing you can do?
You do what you can.
We do what we can.
Yeah. Like, I would much rather be discussing other shit over here. There's like, there's all this, there was this one story, I literally had it at the tip of my tongue that I wanted to see if I can pivot away at the last minute as an excuse to getting away from the Diddy case. Because I don't want to just be talking about these gross ass sex pests. But lo and behold, we got to talk about the sex pest. I'm over here even seeing fucking... I'm over here fucking seeing like stuff about people wanting to discuss Andor or wanting to bring up other shit that's going on, and I've got to fucking discuss Diddy diddling the diddling that Diddy did.
The do the la 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 la. Perfect.
Okay.
You know what I'm surprised?
What are you surprised at, ladies?
The fact that, okay, so, you know, everyone knows the process of becoming a juror, right?
Yeah.
Being in the jury. I'm surprised they found anyone who hasn't, for one, heard of Diddy or been following up on this, even, you know, just like a tiny bit. Because, you know, you can't be biased when you're in the jury, right?
Yeah. Though, to be fair, though.
So how do they find people for the jury? That's what I'm wondering. I'm curious.
Well, to be fair, not everybody follows the news of the rap industry. And while
No, but you still have heard of it. Even if you just watch the news every now and then, you would have heard of it. So then you would end up having a bias to it.
How likely are you to jump over the fence and beat this man to death?
Very likely. Okay, you can leave.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how hard would you punch this man in the face? 5? Good enough. Put him on the bench.
I just found that interesting that they even had a jury to begin with, because again, with any of these really high profile cases where, you know, there's someone that even if you don't really follow this person, You've heard of him. You've heard of what happened.
And
Yep.
you're not biased.
So
No, it's actually, that's a plot twist. Those are not jury, that's the executioners. The devil is guilty. Every single person on that bench is going to pull out a
You are
sword
lucky
and get to work.
I just took a sip of soda, and I
I
nearly
couldn't even
sprayed
see
it.
you when I did that. Shit.
Oh my god!
It's like a
no,
gift.
Stop it.
Oh my
Rude.
god. You guys are too much.
That being said, it is getting close to midnight. Hell no, it is midnight. So I gotta call it a day here,
I was
guys.
gonna go ahead and start us wrapping up over here.
Yeah,
Angel-
hang on for just a little bit so we can all end it, all wrap tonight. All right, Angel.
All right.
All right, Angel, first off, you go ahead and give us your final thoughts, along with what we can expect on this Saturday's edition of Los Amigos Play.
I already pretty much said my piece. Those thoughts were my final thoughts, so I'm gonna skip that part. I'm kind of good to go with this. I'm just gonna see what happens, and depending on whether Trump takes, or more specifically, does not take action, well, that will certainly reveal a very interesting side, or maybe it won't. Who knows? I'm willing to wait and see what happens. At this point, I'm just happy they got the bastards. Now, I'll get everybody else that was in that fucking mansion. Those bottles of oil did not transport themselves. That's all I'm saying. And in the meantime, well, sadly, there is no oil where we're going, but there will be plenty of humidity because we are going to South America for the next episode of Los Amigos Play Metal Gear Solid 4 Patriot Sons of the Guns Kojima game featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. We're going to Brazil, which may or may not be worse than the Middle East, depending on the circus. It's worse. It's filled with mosquitoes. It's fucking a million times worse. But I hope that you'll join us there, as Mr. Arouse holds the controller and takes us through the journey of Solid Snake, now becoming Old Snake, as he endures the difficulty of dancing bisexual vampires, creepy octopus women, and small little girls that can't cook for shit at 5 p.m. Saturday time on YouTube. And
Duh.
Wow. You really had to go there about Sunny?
You don't disrespect Sunny in this household.
she disrespects herself with that cooking. Get good.
She will.
Jesus, bro.
Wow.
He will eat
So
you.
rude. So rude. The nerve. All right. Ladies, Zayana, Dragonfang, your final thoughts on tonight.
This is dumb. This is stupid.
I'm interested to see where it's gonna go from here. And now that you mentioned that Diddy and Trump did know each other, we don't know how much, how
Yeah.
well they did.
For all we
But
know, it could have been a
that's-
picture. For all we know, it could have been something
Waiting to
deeper.
see if he gets pardoned or not.
Yeah, because that's just very kind of suspicious now.
If he does, oh, maybe there's gonna be a riot.
Yeah, because then people are gonna talk and they're like, "Oh wait, why was he pardoned? There has to be something more to this." So
I was about to say I muted my mic over here. But I was gonna say probably not. Maybe Suge Knight's just blowing steam out of blowing hot air out of his ass. Who knows?
Who knows?
yeah, it's just now we're a little more suspicious. We're like,
Imagine if this somehow
let's
reveals that
see.
Sig Knight is also involved into shit.
Oh, he is. Like $10 says he is, but the problem is Suge Knight is already behind bars for 28 years. So
I forgot.
yeah, so he doesn't have much to lose anymore, and he really doesn't have that much more to gain when it comes to actually
Fascinating.
throwing that out, because it's not like it would shorten his sentence. It's not like
Yeah.
it's not like he would actually get anywhere out of it. So it's just a matter of it's just a matter of being petty.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
I mean, people are very petty
That is true.
Yeah.
over the stupidest things too.
True, like, seriously. Like we think it's bad when we go up against the hobos running Spooky Empire, and then we remember, hey, that's just one level of asshole. We've got this whole other level of jerk floating around here in the world of of your P Diddy's and your fucking Jeffrey Epstein's and those fucking degenerates. But yeah, no, the real problem is that we eat too much of high fructose corn syrup. That's our actual problem. So we need to kill Big Bird for it or something. I don't fucking know. Point is,
Why Big Bird? What did he do?
No, don't kill Big Bird. Why? What the fuck, Juan?
No, I'm saying like apparently that's the thinking of why we have fucked up society and why the only answers that we have are the dumbest ones. Jose, since you
Well,
decided,
maybe those people need to get their asses kicked for even thinking of it.
well, Jose, since you
No
decided,
one touches Big Bird in this house. He's a national treasure.
You're
Yeah.
like Elmo, that depends on the circumstances because that little boy is crazy. But Big Bird, no one lays a hair on no one lays a finger on his feathers. All right, Jose.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that dude is endearing.
Jose, how about you go ahead and give us your final thoughts from tonight, and also let us know what we can expect tomorrow night on this week's edition of Wrestle Rewind.
All right, so my final thoughts are this. I agree with Angel, but I would like to add a little bit of a twist. I don't think that there'd be any involvement with Donald Trump because, well, Donald Trump these days, he's keeping himself busy with tours in Saudi Arabia, being gifted with luxurious planes.
Wait, that's called busy? I thought that was a vacation.
Yeah.
No, it's
Honestly,
called
I'd
bribery.
rather that he stays easy than doing anything else. Throw more shiny shit at him. Keep him distracted.
And honestly, like, yeah, no, the justice system, albeit moving slowly, I'm going to keep my eyes open for this. I'm going to keep my eyes glued to this story because I want to see Diddy behind bars. I want the hammer to be dropped on him so hard that it'll flatten him into a Diddy pancake.
The Joseph Santos was also saying during voir dire, the court expects people to have biases. They're looking for people who can put these biases aside for the trial. And the Joseph Santos also pieced out, saying, "Have a good night." Thank you for your insight, the Joseph Santos. We appreciate you, buddy. We appreciate you giving us your insight, your thoughts. You can't begin to imagine how nasty some of the folks in the chat over on Popcorn Planet have been behaving over there because they're literally saying
well, that's a whole different discussion. We don't need to talk about those assholes. But getting back to my final thoughts, please. So yeah, I want Diddy to fucking rot in jail. Bad boy for life, more like prison bitch for life.
What you gonna do when they come for you? Oh shit,
Exactly.
they came for me!
Oh shit, they
Now,
came for you. Now what?
Now, for tomorrow night's edition of Wrestle Rewind, which is every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube at Kick, join me and my tag partner, Mr. Juan Arouse, as we review three of the most exciting pro wrestling programs in North America today: WWE's NXT, AEW Dynamite, and TNA Impact. For tomorrow night's edition, along with our weekly reviews, we'll also be reviewing the main event of this year's WWE Backlash in St. Louis, where John Cena, in his final run, defends the undisputed WWE Championship against his longtime rival, the Viper, Randy Orton.
Jose,
Okay.
I have a question.
What is it?
Okay, it's supposed to be a review of NXT, AEW, and TNA Impact, right?
Yeah, of course.
Then why do I only see Dean Ambrose from WWE, John Cena from WWE, and Jeff Hardy from WWE?
How are you? Wait, hang on a minute. How are you able to see John Cena? Nobody could see him.
Jose,
Yeah,
I see
good
the
question.
floating belt. I know it's John Cena. You have to get it to get it, okay?
Oh, so it's like vampires. Like you cannot see him, but you can see like the accessories.
Yeah. Pretty much. Fucking
See, I gotta be honest. Normally, I don't get a chance to participate on these kind of events, but I'm just gonna say it right now. I hope Cena wins, not because I'm rooting for him, but because that son bitch disrespected Joe Henry, and that don't slide in my house.
well, I believe in Joe Henry too.
But
You know-
John Cena threatens to ruin wrestling for everyone, Angel.
Some wrestlers will be ruined, but that is a sacrifice that I'm willing to make.
Well, trust me, I'll have more on that for tomorrow night. Now I'm passing the ball back to Juan.
I appreciate it, because what the fuck? All right, and for my final thoughts over here, it's pretty straightforward. I can only hope and trust that the American justice system it continues moving forward, and that people are able to shed their biases and shed their egos in order to serve the greater truth of justice, because that's what's most important here. Even if it's not like directly being a court trial for Cassie Ventura's like transgressions against her. Even if that's not being litigated, the fact of the matter remains that Diddy did a lot of shady and criminal shit during his time, and that stuff needs to be accounted for. And I promise you guys, I'm going to try my best to keep a much closer eye on this stuff so I don't come off so fumbling all over my ass on this shit.
Understandable, given the circumstances.
Yeah, no,
It's
like,
all right.
It's
You're
literally
good.
just trying to keep up with all that, and I had I had two other things that I had in the back of my head, and I was working all night tonight to push it out of my head so that I could focus on the fucking case. But lo and behold, this is how we actually get. This is how we get the show tonight. And you better believe I'll be covering it much better moving forward. So if there's any more significant updates, and if you want this sort of abbreviated view on this stuff, you better believe that we'll cover it right here on this show, the uncensored and uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock, The Black Files, hosted by yours truly, Juan Arouse. Request access as we go live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting on YouTube and Kick. Hit the subscribe and the follow button, ring the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our content. Become an inner flocker by hitting the join button, and until next time, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/RavensFlockOnline, Kick.com/RavensFlock, and of course, remember to subscribe to the Ravensflock right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/TheRavensFlock, humble home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and the Ravens Flock. Rose Casbon, Angel Man, Xanos, Greg Cosplay. I am Juan Arouse. This has been the Black Files.